in your book, you talk about something you call speaking body language. And as a nurse, this one is it hits home. Because from what I've gained from reading it, it empowers the patient to begin to start articulating what it is that's wrong with them. If I walk into a patient's room and they say, I'm hurting, we then begin this process. Well, where do you hurt? How long has it occurred? Where does it go anywhere? And these are all critical questions. And so if a patient knows ahead of time that they should articulate what their problems are to me, then it means that they get the best care that they can get as quickly as possible. Or, hey, you know what? It's just a bellyache. It's not indigestion that radiates around to their left flank, and oh, by the way, it runs down their left arm, and they feel like there's an elephant sitting on their chest. That's all huge signs. So I love when you talk about body language. What does it mean to you, and why do you think it's important?
Well, I'm just a little queasy today. I just don't feel well. I'm pretty tired and run down. What in the heck can your doctor get from those words? What does that mean? The task of being a practitioner, being your physician, trying to figure out what's going on in our bodies depends entirely on our ability to communicate that. And our ability to communicate that really is our body language, whether we can read and sense it. I remember having an experience with my dad. He was experiencing dementia towards the end of his life. And I took him for a ride in my Jeep. We had a great time. The wind was blowing in his hair and all that. But there was something about the angle of the seat that made him uncomfortable. And when we got back to the house, he kind of went into this panic. And he said, well, there's something wrong with my legs. There's something wrong with my legs. I can't move them. Well, I'm freaking out. I thought he was having a stroke or something like that. And some time went by and I'm thinking, well, do I need to call 911 or do I need to get him out of the Jeep, and how am I going to do this, and what's going on? I'm saying, please tell me what's going on. And he just kept saying, well, I can't really feel my legs, and you know, the right one is tingling and all this. Well, the word that was missing was, my legs are asleep. He just, because of the dementia, that terminology was gone. And so all I heard were fairly serious symptoms that could have been a blood clot or something. And it made me realize we all have limitations in our language. And so one of the things that's really valuable is to take some time to think about what words we need to describe what we're actually feeling. And to make a list of things like, you know, what does queasy mean? Not a very descriptive word. You know, does that mean that you are nauseous? You know, is there a sense that you might vomit? Is it a sense of, is there just gas and pressure in your stomach? Could mean either one. So your doctor needs to know there's a big difference between nausea and gas. Is it a cramp? So being able to be precise in our languaging as we communicate with our caregivers, talking to a nurse or talking to a physician, is vital. And it's also useful to check back whether they understood it the way you meant it. So if you say, I'm feeling very weak and I'm feeling like I'm losing strength in my right arm or whatever, to say, so did I say that right? What did you hear? Ask them to repeat it back to you so that you really is a meeting of the minds. Because in almost every case, they're going to use different words. And those different words is your key to knowing whether you've communicated. It's vital that you have good, efficient communication with your caregivers. Nurses are that front line. They're trained to ask the right questions, but they're also trained to listen for the answers that they expect. So it's our responsibility to make sure the communication is two-way and 100%.